Alright, now this is the last one that I'm going to do. It's 2020. One pick. This is probably my favorite draft in recent memory, and you'll see why. So, this one's actually an interesting one. I'll get into this one more, but Bengals Joe Barrow number 1, easy. Chase Young number 2. This is where they would have taken Jeffrey Okuda. Not happening here. But now it's like, where do you like? If you're not gonna take him, who would you go with? And that's why I'm saying Justin Jefferson number 3. I think he's probably one. He's definitely easily top 5 receiver in the league, maybe top 3. I think it's probably Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, and then probably Stephon Diggs, and then Justin Jefferson. But yeah, I mean, I think when a generational receiver like that is there, you don't pass on him. So that's why I'm going number 3. And now the Giants, they wound up taking Andrew Thomas. He's been okay. Tristan Wirfs just been so much better. Now this is where the Dolphins wound up taking Tua. This time they take Justin Herbert. And now the Chargers. This I'm so tempted to not have them take. I know there's no other good quarterbacks in this draft, but I'm so tempted to not take Tua, even though they really needed a quarterback. I mean, let's see, like what other. You know, if they're not gonna take Tua, what other positions do they really need? Linebacker and corner. Who, corner? I mean, AJ Terrell is here. And then linebacker, maybe Isaiah Simmons, but he hasn't really been great. You know what, I'm going to go Tua there. Hopefully Tua would do better in that scheme, but I mean, you're not going to get a Justin Herbert. Now this is where Derrick Brown went, not changing that pick. This one, though, for the Cardinals, I am changing it. I'm going with Jedrick Wills. You could also go with Mekhi Becton if you wanted to. But I think Jedrick Wills has been a little bit better, and they're not taking Isaiah Simmons again. That just did not work out. But now the Jaguars. This is for the Jaguars. I'm taking CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you could also argue for like a T. Higgins or Michael Pittman, but I think CeeDee Lamb, just the talent that he brings, would have really helped the Jaguars at this point because that was what they needed. Now, yeah, I think I'm going to Mekhi Becton, number 10 of the Browns. You want to go to the Jets, but the Giants, or no, the Browns also took an offensive tackle. And now I got Andrew Thomas going here. I'm just kind of like reshuffling the order I think that they should have gone. It's kind of it. This is where I took Henry Ruggs. That ain't happening again. Still get a receiver though, and they take T. Higgins. You could definitely say I reached for T. Higgins. And also, I kind of want to go Michael Pittman next. But I'm not really sure if you can justify him as a top 15 player. Yeah, especially when you got somebody like Antoine Winfield on defense to take. Yeah, I'm not gonna go with him. All right, interior O line. Yeah, Damian Lewis has been really good, but I'm gonna go Michael Onwenu. I think he was for the steal of the draft, and he's been almost as good as Tristan Wirfs. I think maybe not quite Tristan Wirfs' level, but he's still good. Now, so they took Jerry Jeudy. I'm gonna go Michael Pittman. Jerry Jeudy just hasn't really put up the numbers, hasn't really been productive. Now here I'm gonna go AJ Terrell as the first corner. People call that a reach. Then I'm gonna go Trayvon Diggs the second one. This is where they Packers or not the Packers. What do I call them? The Packers, the Cowboys, where they actually got CeeDee Lamb. But CeeDee Lamb is long gone here, and you still get one of your studs from that draft. And now another safety I'm gonna go with is Jeremy Chen. I think just the upside that Jeremy Chen has is definitely enough to justify picking him there because I think they picked like Austin Jackson, and he has not been good. And now Raiders, I'm so tempted to go Jordan Brooks, but I really still think that he's more of a product of the scheme that he's in, and that's why he's looked so good. But he has been really good. But I think I'm going to go Jalen Johnson. They wound up taking Damon Arnett here. That's not happening. Kristen Fulton also had a breakout year last year. But, yeah, I don't know. And now, you could definitely argue for like Grant Delpit, Xavier McKinney, Kyle Duggar. And I do like Julian Blackman a lot, too. Also, don't know that I met him. But, D-line, I don't really think that Javon Kinlaw would be worth this pick. And then edge rushers, there's just not a lot of edge rush talent in this draft. But I think this interesting. There's so many ways you can go with this pick. But I think taking Isaiah Simmons would have been the play, just solely based off the upside. You get him, and I think also I picked CeeDee Lamb too. So just getting good talent onto your team would definitely help. Now this is where Jalen Rager actually went. Obviously, he's not gonna go there again. And I don't know. There's no real like good late round receivers in this draft. I guess there was what's his name? Darnell Mooney. He's probably the best one of the later round receivers. But I think I'm gonna go Jerry Jeudy. I think he would done better in this offense, and I think he's a little bit more talented. And now Vikings, they went up trading down actually and taking Jeff Gladney, who also RIP, but he wasn't really doing great. So I'm gonna go with Jerry Sneed. He wound up going to the Chiefs, and it's been really good. So I'm not changing that up. And now this is another interesting thing, but I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts here to the Patriots. I guess you don't get Mac Jones, but Jalen Hurts has also been really good. And you could also say he's just a product of the scheme he was in. I disagree. I think he gets to sit. I guess he wouldn't really get to sit for a year, but he didn't really get to sit for a year in Philly either. And he still turned out well. So this is where I'm going to Jordan Brooks. I can't remember who the Saints took right here. I think it took Cesar Ruiz. There's so many good O linemen I could have gone with, but just teams that really needed O linemen. And now there were like no good D tackles in this draft. Yeah, but they also needed receivers. And I'm tempted to take Chase Claypool just based off his potential and his upside, but I'm gonna go Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney is not Justin Jefferson, but he is probably still the best receiver left. And now I'm gonna take Robert Hunt here. I love Robert Hunt just because of the play he made against the Ravens, but their Dolphins wound up getting him like round 2 or 3, and he's been really solid. So I'm not gonna change that pick. So one player you could go with it here is Alex Highsmith. He's been really good. He's probably one of the more underrated players in the league. But I'm gonna go with Damian Lewis. They wound up getting Damian Lewis later on in the draft. Absolute steal. And now the Ravens. I'm gonna go Patrick Queen again. I think we'd all would have liked to see more out of him. But you can tell that the talent and the potential is there. So I don't really feel the need to switch up this pick. Now this is where I want to take Isaiah Wilson. As much as I liked him, he's just not been good. So I'd say I think I'm gonna go Cesar Ruiz. You could definitely argue if I could Jonah Jackson, Tyler Biadasz, Solomon Kenley's actually been really good. Lloyd Cushenberry's good. He's also got a great name. But Packers, this is where the Packers they traded up to take Jordan Love. Yet they're not doing that in this redraft. I'm gonna give him Chase Claypool. Imagine Chase Claypool. I think would be better in that Packers system next to Devontae Adams. I think that'd just be nasty. And now I'm gonna go Brandon Ayuk here. I know he hasn't really put up the crazy numbers, and I just realized I completely forgot about running backs entirely. But if we're going with a running back, Jonathan Taylor is definitely going there. But this draft, like not a lot of it's most of the people who picked in the first round are still here, with a few later round picks. But like Joe Burrow and Chase Young still 1 and 2. Justin Jefferson moving all the way to 3. Tristan Wirfs up to 4. I swapped 2 and Herbert, and then Derek Brown stays there. Frederick Wills went a little bit earlier. You could have maybe argued for Becton there instead. But then CeeDee Lamb, number 9. You could also say it was a reach, but I'm high on CeeDee Lamb and T Higgins. And Antoine Winfield going all the way up there. Number 13 on Winu, who's a steal, going number 14. Terrell, actually, people called this a reach when that happens, or when he was picked. Well, he's staying here in this draft. And this is where it starts to change a little bit. Isaiah Simmons fell. Then you get guys like Jeremy Chen, Jalen Johnson, Jerry Sneed, who